when I say my ancestors, it is because I am directly acknowledging my own Indigenous heritage. When I speak to the ancestors and our ancestors, it's also acknowledging not just, but also absolutely our First Nation people, but also that all humans have at the deepest core of our being the DNA of being earth children. And one of the greatest things we can do for our First Nations people is to really acknowledge ourself as earth children. Because if we can't acknowledge ourself, every single person of every single heritage, if this cannot be re-welcomed and reclaimed, there cannot be a deep respect, a deep honouring of our First Nations people, who are the most immediate example of the damage that happens when we are dispossessed, when we are torn from nature. The reason most people on the planet don't understand their wounds and their suffering are actually coming from this is because those wounds are buried so deeply, so far back that most people don't even understand. The pain, the trauma has been carried from generation to generation to generation around the world for thousands upon thousands of years. We have unraveled, we have dismantled, we have disconnected our connection to Mother Earth, to each other, to nature, to consciousness, to creation, to the cosmic laws. We have dismantled that. So the greatest thing we can do for our First Nations people is to acknowledge this, is to recognize that we are all carrying the traumas. And if we do the work on ourselves, we are then capable of honouring the work and the support we need to give those who are most immediately wounded. Because here it is, as I said before, it can't be painted with one brush. It is very, very complex and nuanced. There are multiple angles and facets to the conflicts we are all experiencing and the division and challenges we face interrelationally between, if we want to call it Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. Those conflicts are actually all resting on trauma. And so the truth is that unless you, I, and every single individual can recognize the job is here. First and foremost, the job is here. And if I am really attending to this job here, I'm aware of the carried trauma genetically in my being. I'm aware that I must regulate my nervous system. I must occupy the right state so that I can be the right seeing and hearing and meeting and greeting and responding and speaking and touching and giving and supporting. Only then can I do what is necessary for my brothers and sisters.